I just put some stuff on my cheeks and then put tinted moisturizer on top. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and to today's video. If you're wondering what this magical combination is on my cheeks, it's just some bronzer from Physicians Formula and my favorite blush, which is the Luminoso from Milani. I like a peach blush. When my mom was recently visiting, she was saying that she wanted to put on some blush and see if she could add some color to her face now that her hair is getting so light. So we had a little mini blush session in the bathroom one evening before she went away, and I gave her a couple of the ones that I had, things that I thought looked good with her skin tones and undertones. It was, you know, it gives you a different appreciation for people who work as makeup artists full-time, because it's totally different to work with somebody else's skin tones, somebody else's coloring and face shape. It just gives you a new respect and understanding for why they have to learn a lot of information so that on the fly with a brand new client sitting in their chair, they can do a good job and send the person on their way having done a good job. So anyway, this is still my favorite blush. I love this peach color. I have found, and I know I've said this before, that pink blushes make me feel like I'm a little bit too flushed, but a peach blush, I think it kind of gives my face some vitality and life, and I really like it. Today I'm playing with the Nomad Monteverde Cloud Forest palette. This is my favorite palette from Nomad. It's not their newest formula, but I just love this color story. I love green, and yet this is so much more than just green. We do have a lot of staple green colors, but then there are so many pops of bright, bold, interesting colors. It's just lovely. So I'm looking forward to playing with this, although I have no plan as of right now. And I will prime my eyes with the Glamlight Icing Primer. Everything I use is linked below. I'm looking at this palette, and I don't think that I've ever used the shade Blue Morpho. So really, I don't think I have. I tend to stay away from navy blues in general because I feel like they can make me look very dull. But this one's pretty. It's not quite navy. It doesn't have enough black, I think, to make it navy. It's more of a royal blue, a little bit more vibrant and bright. I think we'll play with that one. I think I'm gonna do yellow into blue. So let me take a clean blending brush, because it really matters when you're starting with yellow, and go into Toucan, and I'll start this here. I hope you guys have been enjoying my January content so far. Today I wanted to talk about, it's actually a subscriber request. One of my subscribers, in suggesting things to do in December, asked me to talk about using primary colors in your eyeshadow looks. So here we go, yellow's a primary color. My tips for using primary colors, I thought about doing like different eye looks, you know, red on this side, blue over here. But honestly, I use all kinds of different colors, and I wouldn't be able to cover all the primaries in just two eyes. I would have to wipe one off and do something else, or combine them. I thought it would be more useful to simply talk about different ways that you can incorporate primary colors while I'm doing something on my eyes. Now a smaller, no, is it smaller? It's a little bit tighter, but it's also fluffy. This is Blend Bunny B5. I'm gonna take Blue Morpho and lay this in my crease, in the outer half over here. See, that's not a navy. It's a little bit more Caribbean almost. My tips for incorporating primary colors into your eyeshadow would be numerous. One of them is to do exactly what I've done here. Put yellow, a lighter color, in the inner half of the crease, and then bring it over to a darker color, or any color, but also it could just be another primary color at the outer half of the lid. See, I've got two-tone going on right now. Let me get a smaller blending brush and take the lighter blue matte in the palette, which is called Resplendent Quetzal. And I'm just gonna lightly touch the edges of this Blue Morpho shade, blending really, really softly. Then I've got a napkin on my lap, and I will buff this brush onto that napkin to remove some product and start doing small concentric circles and little wiggling motions back and forth along the edge here. Some other ideas might be to do just an inner corner pop, like do your neutral look or whatever look you want to do, and then bring a primary color in just here. Or you could do the lower lash line. A lot of people like doing that. I think I've seen Steph's Makeup Stash do that quite often. She frequently does a totally different color on the lower lash line. So you could do whatever you want to do for your eye look and then bring your primary color onto that space. And then what I usually do if I have a lower lash line that's a different color from the rest of my look, I intentionally take the darkest shade of the look and I'll brush that onto the outer part of the lower lash line to help the other color blend into what's going on up here. I hope that makes sense. I don't want them to be disconnected, so bringing that dark color into both shades right here at this outer V, like lower lash line, upper lid space V, that helps connect all of the colors into one cohesive look. For the shimmers, I definitely want to play with the River Trail shade. I'm just not sure where I want to put it. Speaking of lower lash line, that would be really pretty on the lower lash line. This is River Trail. Then we've got Hanging Bridges, which feels, ooh. Hanging Bridges is like the coolest shade in the palette. It's green, pink, brown. I was thinking of doing River Trail, but now that I see Hanging Bridges, that one's cool. And then I could still do River Trail on the lower lash line. We've got Cloud Canopy, which is too dark for today. Magical Mist. Not interesting enough. And then Green Mountain caught my eye too. Here's Green Mountain. They would be pretty together. They would be pretty together. Green Mountain's like a nice emerald, isn't it? Very nice. You know what? Let's play with Hanging Bridges. I like Hanging Bridges. So I will put that on the lid space. It's light enough to start in here at the inner corner. Other ways that you can use primary color in your eye looks, we talked about the inner corner highlight, we talked about the inner crease, we talked about the lower lash line. Another thing that you could do is to get colored mascara. It's not technically shadow, obviously, but it's actually a really fun way to bring color into your look. It kind of plays with neutrals, especially if you've got a neutral lid space. Now that's pretty. And now I will take this Green Mountain shade, which is that emeraldy one, tap that right here. You know, my standard application technique where the one shimmer meets the mattes, I use a bridging shimmer, ironically, because this shade is called Hanging Bridges. But you could use a colored mascara, and I don't know how popular they used to be. I remember the first time I saw somebody in the wild wearing colored mascara was my sister-in-law, and it looked so striking. She would often wear blue, especially on the lower lash line. It just popped and contrasted in the most lovely way against her eyes. Now on the lower lash line, wait, inner corner? Inner corner. You know, I have a plan for my inner corner. So let me go to the lower lash line and take this River Trail shade. I'm gonna spray this. It's not flaky, it's not crumbly or anything. It's a tiny bit drier, but specifically I don't want it to fall all over my face, so spraying it will help keep it in one spot. And this is just any old setting spray. So colored mascara is a really fun thing to play with. I personally have never done it, although I kind of would like to. I usually have so much color happening here that it feels like overkill. But if I were doing a neutral look, colored mascara would be kind of a neat thing to play with. I just don't think that I would use it enough to justify buying it. Another thing that you can do with primary colors is to start your eye look with the primary color, especially if it's a deeper shade or a darker shade, like not yellow. Start it out here in your outer crease. You can deepen it from there with something that feels more comfortable or safe, black or brown. You can also lighten it from there, like I did with the dark blue, and then I lightened with the lighter blue. You can bring it into something neutral. You could bring neutral shimmers to the playground if you want. There are different things that you can do with the outer corner to like have that color be the starting point of your look, and then either playing it up by using the same shade or a comparable shade, only lighter, to blend it out, or again foundationally and then deepen from there, so you have an undertone or a hue of the primary color paired with something that's a little bit more grounded. Now I'll take Blue Morpho and Glass Wings at the same time and just put them out here. Glass Wings is a deep forest green. Right now I'm taking a really loose, really fluffy blending brush. It's kind of crescent shaped. I'm going very lightly into Resplendent Quetzal, and I'm just gonna buff this right below those mattes I just laid down, and the shimmer as well, just a little bit. I want to soften and bring that kind of turquoise Caribbean hue And you may have noticed that where my yellow meets my blue, I didn't do any blending at all. No blending. I'll get green. That would be fine, but it's not really what I wanted to do. So I just kind of let those colors touch each other, and then they part ways. They move on with their lives. Now, inner corner, I've got my highlighter palette from ABH. I think I'll take well, I can use my finger, but what color do I want to use? I think I'm going to use this light yellow as an inner corner highlight. Or you know what? Let me do this Luna shade because I rarely use that as an actual highlight, so I might as well play with it. It's just basically a frosty kind of white. I have frosty whites in my BH Cosmetics Frosé palette, so that's why I don't generally use it in this palette, because these are colored highlighters. Okay, that's the look. I love the Hanging Bridges shade. It's just the pink, green, brown. It's so interesting. One other way that you can incorporate primary colors into an eye look is your waterline. This is the shade Crystal Crush from ColourPop. It's a beautiful, I think it's like a pool blue. I probably should have put it on before I added mascara, but clearly, as you saw from the blooper at the beginning of today's video, my brain is not fully engaged. I'm just now realizing at the end of the video, of course, that I didn't use my microphone the whole time, so hopefully you guys don't have any issues with the audio. But here you go, this is the completed eye look. Everything is listed in the description box. I think I mentioned all of the products that I was using, so I don't feel like I need to give you a, let you know how I finished the look as I usually do, but I think it's really lovely. And I think that these are all such fun ways to incorporate primary colors into your eyeshadow looks. If you're the sort of person who prefers more neutral looks, you can bring a little bit of life, a little bit of oomph and flair to an eyeshadow look with a bright inner corner highlight, an inner crease, lower lash line of a different color, some colored mascara, or even just your waterline, especially because the waterline is right up against your eye, so it's gonna, if it's a brighter color, it's really going to be striking in contrast with the neutrals of your eye look or depth of your eye look or whatever you're doing that's not colorful. A colorful waterline can really be very popping, and it's also contrasting with the eye itself, the white of the eye, the color of your iris, and the depth of your pupil. I think that there are so many different ways that you can use colorful eye products without necessarily having a really colorful lid. That can be intimidating or scary, or maybe you love it but you're not able to use it in a professional environment where you work, office, bank, whatever. Not everybody can wear clown makeup on the daily, so this is a fun way to bring in a little color without compromising the foundation of your look. I would love to hear your thoughts. If you guys have any other suggestions, did I miss something? Did I miss something really obvious? I mean, I was thinking colored shimmers, but colored shimmers, they could take up a lot of space. I mean, maybe lower lash line, a colored shimmer like a bright yellow or a bright blue, and then the rest of the look is more sedate. Do put your suggestions in the comments below. Your comments are not just for me. Of course, I enjoy them, but they are also for everybody who is reading them. So if you have any ideas, tips, suggestions, favorite techniques, let us know in the comments below, and we can all learn something. I thank you so much for being here today. Thanks for clicking on my channel. Hope you liked today's eyeshadow look and video. Perhaps you'll consider liking and subscribing if this is content which you enjoy and you want to see more. I do tend to upload several videos every week, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye!